Hey everyone, welcome back to Lunch Hour Web video number 11, and today we're covering how to create an about page on your Zoho website. Now, an about page is important because it really helps you relate to your visitor and their reader, and if they can build that, you can build that trust with them, they're more likely to purchase from you, interact with you on social media, sign up for your newsletter, or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. So as an addendum to this video, I'm going to also include a link to a document where you can download my 11 tips or elements that you should have on your about page. Real quick note on that. Let me go ahead and bring that up and show you a little bit what it looks like. These are elements that you can talk about on your about page. I'll have a link and show you about this. I'm not going to go over this in here during this video, but I'll have a link to this document and in the show notes, and you can download that there. But again, it's like what do we do? What do we know? What is my history? Stuff like that. And you're not going to include 11 different paragraphs. You want to keep it short and simple, but it's helpful for if you're stuck. You're not sure what to write about on your about page. You can use this as a guide to give you ideas and then take it from there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. And like I said, we're going to be building an about page. So let's go ahead and log into Zoho Sites. Log into Zoho, then access your apps, then open up your sites and edit site. So I'm going to give this just a minute to load, and I do want to tell you I'm going to be doing something here you'll probably see between now and the next video. Is you'll notice that there's a lot of incomplete stuff on the website right now, like these links here without images. I have this get involved, fill out a form to sign up for a newsletter, and there's no form, stuff like that. And it just looks incomplete. I haven't created my newsletter yet. I thought I would be doing that by now, but just as time goes on, I've decided that there's been other stuff that needs my attention more. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to remove all these links that don't make sense now, and we'll add them in later. So I'd rather have a bare site than a broken site. So just a heads up in case you're wondering, come back and you look at the site later and it looks a little bit different. I'm going to do a little bit of that cleanup. So anyway, to create an about page, what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to our menu, and we're going to go to Add Page, and we're going to call it About. From here, you're going to be able to choose a parent page. That means if you want it to be a submenu under an existing page, I'm going to choose None. And then you can have some content layout. Blank content means that there's nothing there. You're going to add in all the elements yourself, or you have some common little themes here. I'm going to go ahead and choose the second one because I know I have an image. And I'll show you how to do that here in a little bit as well. And press OK. So now we have our about page created, and I'll give this, there we go, refresh. I'm going to go ahead and hide this big banner. So go up to Page Options, Hide Banner on this page. And then I'm also going to hide the sidebar on this page as well. This is going to help just keep it a little bit cleaner. There's no reason to have that big logo on every page. And now we have our about page. You have our title here, we have some text, we have an image, and then we also have some more dummy text. So what I've done, instead of trying to think of this on my own, I took some time yesterday and I created an about page. I'm going to open that in Word and show you what it looks like. So what I've done is I've written down, again using those elements I talked about earlier, written down what my page is about. And I've done a couple things that I think you should do as well. Try including little text boxes like quotes, make some text stand out, change the font, change the color, add in a logo or pictures, just to sort of make it look more professional. So this is how I want it to work, and let's go ahead and start copying over some of this information. I'm going to copy. I can't copy everything because it's not going to copy over pictures, and I'm actually going to need to create different forms or use different elements of Site Builder to add in this other stuff. So we'll do that here in a minute. But I find working in Word helps a lot because I can get the formatting down and much easier to work with than trying to add different elements to a page. Okay, so first, like I said, we're going to add the initial text. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to delete out what's currently in there, and then I'm going to paste. And let me make sure, is that correct? Did I get everything? Okay, there we go. I am also going to change my font, and if you haven't, choose a font that you like the look of. I'm going to increase my font size to at least 14 point. That just makes it a little bit easier to read on a website or web page, smartphone, stuff like that. I'm going to change my title as well. And let's go ahead and call this What is Lunch Hour Web? I'm going to go ahead and bold that center, or let's say about Lunch Hour Web, not a question. And we're going to change that to be Tahoma as well. And I'm going to make that up to 24, maybe even 36. Yeah, that looks nice. 36 font. The next section you're going to notice is this picture section. So the first section right here is a title, that's a heading. The next section is a text or paragraph. And the next section is an image. So what I can do here is I can change this image, and I'm going to upload a new image, and this is just come back here to desktop, Lunch Hour Web, images, selfies, and it's this more little professional picture of myself. Now I give it some text if I want and press OK. Now that's way too big. So let me see if I can resize this. You'll see that what I'm doing is I'm just clicking in the lower right hand corner is that little box, and I'm just resizing it to be a lot smaller. I'm just clicking in the lower right hand corner and resizing it to about the size I want. I can then also position it on the right hand side or the left hand side, or just make it its own image. I'm going to go ahead and position on the right hand side, and I'm going to remove my caption. I don't really need a caption on there. That's that little this section right here. I thought I put that in initially. I'm going to go ahead and remove that caption though. Make it look a little bit, now there's no reason to name it. And over here on the right hand side, what happened to all my text? Oh, my text goes over here. So, and I'm going to go ahead and copy this part in. Well, I might have to copy in a little bit more. All right, change the font to Tahoma and 14 point size. Something else you'll notice that my numbers have no longer indented, and I can get around that by highlighting these two lines and clicking this little number. It's a number list. You got rid of it's created new numbers, so I'll put that in there. And then I want these to just stand out a little bit more. I'm going to bold them. There we go. So you'll notice now that I have a beginning. What size font? Tahoma. My size looks a little bit. That's 14 point Tahoma. And this is all. See, did I get it changed to 14 point? There we go, 14 point. And Tahoma. There we go. All right, so now that looks a lot better. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in my next section. That's this section right here. Now, something that Word allows you to do that's not available on at least Zoho Sites is this text box. So in Word, you can insert a text box and sort of create this little comment section, if you will, or a little quote, or just something that you want to stand out. There is no comment box in the Zoho Sites. So instead, what you can do, or what I'm going to do, just a little suggestion, is open up your snipping tool and just take a screenshot. Now this is in Windows operating system, Windows 8 or 10. This snipping tool is available if you're using Mac or a different older version of Windows. The snipping tool may not be embedded, but one of these videos coming up, I'm going to show you about another snipping tool that I actually like better. Another snipping program or a screenshot program that I like better than snipping tool. But anyway, that's for another video. I'm going to go ahead and call this Lunch Hour Web Text Box About Page. I'm just going to save it to my computer. All right, so let's go and shrink this down. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to insert another image right here. I'm going to upload a file, and we're going to upload that image that we just saved. You know, this is coming in on the left-hand side. That's perfect. That's where I want it. And now I can copy this text right here. Now it's wanting to copy that image as well. I'm not going to do that. I'll just copy almost up to it. And we're going to make this over here so I can put in text right here. I'm going to paste. Highlight everything. Change our fonts to Tahoma. And our size to 14 font. All right. You can also take this and let me just change that image again. I kind of resized it and it got a little oblong. There we go. So next we have the beginning, this part. Let's go ahead and put in this part as well. One thing that I'm not very fond of is it doesn't always remember where you were at. So sometimes it doesn't look as clean. Next, going to copy this line right here. And this is just another neat quote. So it's not an image. It's a sort of a quote. And I want that, once I paste it in, I want that to go to the right-hand side. I want to change my font. Instead of Tahoma, I kind of give it like a little written or like a cursive handwriting look. So I'm going to choose Macondo, and you can actually choose a ton of different fonts in here that make it look exactly as you want. You can actually add more fonts as well, and there are tons of fonts in here. Go through. What I do suggest is go through and look at all the different fonts, and then you're going to be able to choose fonts that you like. Just write them down and make sure to always use those on every page and just give a clean, consistent look and feel to everything you're doing. And like I said, there's hundreds of fonts in here. They aren't the same as what's in Word or Microsoft Word. So I can't say they're not all the same. I don't know, but you may or may not see those in the same program. So you're gonna have to look for something similar. All right, so I chose, let me see what, there we go. Let me highlight this text again. Come over and I'm going to choose the font that I found that I liked is Macondo. And I need to move this up to a pretty big font. And let's go and change the color to, let me see, what color is this over here? I chose a green. Now, let's see. I'm actually going to come back here and let's go back to our little color scheme. I have blues and grays and reds. I guess I could try the red and see what it looks like. Oh, sorry, got to the wrong page. Okay, keep tabbing the wrong page. Okay, so it's F5, F54, 958. All right, and you'll notice if I press OK, nothing's going to happen. What you actually have to do is you have to highlight your text and then press OK. So if you remember on, I think one of the original videos that I created, I had a hard time changing the font color. And what happened was I'd highlight the font that I want to change. I'd come over here and I'd put something in, and then it'd unselect. You notice how that line just unselected. And then when I pressed OK, nothing happened. So just a little tip here, just make sure your text is highlighted, then you can press OK and it'll change. Okay, so now I'm getting pretty close to being done. Let's go back to our text and let's see where we ended up. Start something great. And next gonna copy pretty much the rest of the text. And actually I am going to create the rest of the text because I have no more images than I need to insert. So I'm going to copy all of this. And this is going to go in this last section of paragraph. So again, highlight everything. We're going to change the font to Tahoma. Sorry, my mouse just changed the whole page. Then we're going to also change the font size to 14 font again. And now I only really need to worry about more of this text, and I'm going to do red or we'll see. I can't say the word. Here we go. Macondo and this F54 958 font. Let's go ahead and move that up to 24 font again, so it just stands out. And luckily there is a spell check built right in, so you notice that I had this word misspelled. Can fix that here. And then lastly, I have sort of a signature look. Now this is obviously not my signature, but I do want this to look more stylized like a signature. So what I've done is highlight everything, went to center, and then just sort of put some spaces there at the end so it's all lined up. And let's go ahead and choose, I think it's Great Vibes. There we go. That has a nice little signature look to it. It's not my signature at all. My signature's not that clean. And again, let's make this really big. And that'll just sort of, again, make it look like a signature. The last two sections are this right here. I have blog underlined and I have YouTube channel underlined. And those to me are links. So what I have to do is just highlight this. And I'm going to click this button that says link. And what that says is enter a web URL. I'm going to link it actually to an existing page I have and link it to videos. And I want to open the page in a different tab. So because I don't want the visitor, I'm sorry, not employee. I don't want the visitor moving from my web page. I'd rather it open in a new tab and press OK. The YouTube channel is actually my YouTube channel, so I'm going to come over, open up a new browser, click on YouTube, go to my channel, and I'm going to copy this link right here. So I'm going to click this link icon, put in a web URL, and again, we don't want that to open in the same tab, and press OK. All right, so this is now our About page, and I think that looks pretty clean. I'm going to go ahead and save, and I'll probably read through this a couple times just to make sure everything looks correct. So let's go ahead and, oh, one more thing. I actually think I want my About page to be right after home and before videos. Let's go to Manage Pages. I'm just going to drag that up there. There we go. And now our menu looks as I want. From here, let's go ahead and preview the site. Jump to our About page. And there we go. Looks pretty good. Something to consider is don't make your About page too long. If it's too long, people aren't going to read it. And what you're trying to do is make a connection with your visitor and get them to do something, obviously. You know, get them to interact with you, get them to purchase from you, or subscribe to your social media or whatever it is. I think that all looks great. So I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to publish the site. Great. Congratulations, your website is now live. Let's go ahead and exit out of that. And let's bring up another web browser. Let's go to our website. Let's go to the About page. Is now showing up live. You bring it up. And there we go. Everything is set up looking great. Now again, I'm going to go read through this, make sure there aren't any other spelling mistakes, issues, and there you have it. Again, like I said, if you look in the show notes, and I'm going to link to a document about the 11 elements of an About page, who you are, what you do, what drives you, what motivates you, call to action at the end, stuff like that. It's really going to be helpful if you're struggling. I don't really know what to put on my About page. This document, I hope, can be a great service to you. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you taking the time to learn today, or taking time to watch this video today, and hopefully it did help you learn something. And if you guys have any questions, write them in the comments below. Otherwise, reach out to me, social media, comments, likes, email. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day, guys.